Hello, hello. Welcome tonight to my live. Trying to get on and do a watch party, so give me 1 second. Trying to get on and do a watch party, so give me 1 second. Okay. Trying to get on and do a watch party, so give me 1 second. That didn't go well. Okay. So tonight I am back. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad to be back, and I am going to start being here more often. I know that I've said that I was going to do a live once a week or twice a week, 3 times a week, and I kind of got away from doing my live events. So I want to say welcome to everybody that has joined me, and tonight I'm going to dedicate this live. First, I was going to do some spirituality talking because, as you know, my name is Cynthia R. Meeks, and I'm a metaphysical spiritual teacher as well as a numerologist. And I am going tonight to talk to you about Kevin Hart. So tonight is dedicated to Kevin Hart. I realized that he was in a car accident early this morning. And so I was kind of debating on what tonight's topic should be about. And so I decided to talk about Kevin Hart's chart and kind of give you kind of a little insight on why possibly this car accident has happened and where he is in his life as of today, okay? So I just want to start off by saying Kevin Hart was born on July 6th. So he just had a birthday, July 6th, 1979, just had a birthday, just turned 40. And his born gift, because he was born on July 6th, his born gift, which is 6, his life path number is 3, and his personal year, which is a 16-7, his personal month, because this month is September, his personal month is also a 16-7. He is in his Pinnacle 2 cycle. So we have 4 pinnacle cycles, and if you guys have been watching me, then you understand the pinnacles, but we live in a 4 pinnacle cycle, okay? So that means from 0 up into sometimes the end of 20, depending on what your life path number is, it could be from 0 to 29 years old, 28, 30, 31, 32. And then your second pinnacle lasts for 9 years. Your third pinnacle lasts for 9 years. And then your fourth pinnacle usually starts somewhere towards the end of 40, and it's until you leave this earth, okay? And so Kevin Hart is in his second pinnacle because he just turned 40 on his date of birth. He's in his second pinnacle cycle, which goes for him, it goes from 33 to 42 years of age. So he's in his second pinnacle. He will be in this pinnacle for another 2 years, and then he will move into his third pinnacle cycle, which will last for 9 years. So let's get right on it. I'm so glad that you guys have joined me. And if you're watching this as we do a watch party later on, not tonight, but later on, then you, of course, just leave comments and I'll get back with you if you have any comments. And if you would like for me to do your chart, your life path chart, just simply DM me and or check my Facebook page, Defining Life Path, and you will see my pricing for that. And I do a little bit more than just give you a reading. I am very intuitive, and whatever you are, whatever questions you may have, if you want clarity, I can help you with clarity based on where you are right now in this year and what you're going through or what you've been through. So here we go. So Kevin Hart, born July the 6th, and which makes his born gift a 6. Now, a lot of people who are born on the 6th of the month, Bob Marley was born on the 6th of the month, Kevin Hart, D.L. Hughley, Shaquille O'Neal was born on the 6th of the month. There's several people who are born on the 6th of the month usually have problems in marriage, okay? But that's not the biggest thing. That's just one of the small little issues that people born on the 6th of the month have, because people born on the 6th of the month have a problem with seeing beautiful things and kind of resisting those beautiful things. When they see beautiful things and beautiful people, they want to purchase them, they want to have them. Anything that's beautiful, sometimes it's hard for them to resist beauty. And oftentimes people who are born on the 6th of the month, they are considered like a people person. They want to be the mother hen or the father hen of everyone. They want to give out good advice. They think they know everything. They want to be able to just kind of be there for everybody, to give more of themselves to people, and kind of overly give to other people. So they think about other people more than they think about themselves. And this number, by him being born on the 6th of the month, that energy in him was more prevalent when he was 0 to 18 years old. So anytime you think about the day of the month that you were born, that time frame is your energy, right? It's a part of your whole makeup. And so what I'm gonna do tonight is kind of give you a little bit of Kevin Hart. Did I do his name? I believe I did I did his name. And so I'm gonna give you his name and his date of birth, all the energies that make up his vibrational song. So since he was born on the 6th of the month, which means, again, he loves to give good advice. He loves to help people. That's why he's always helping people. He loves to, let's see, he's born on the 6th of the month. He just loves beautiful things, okay? And so when you find people who are born on the 6th of the month, usually they do have some issues that they give so much, and sometimes their spouse have a problem with them always doing for other people, being there for other people. It's like, come on, you can't do for everybody. You just have to, kind of chill out and allow other people to work us, because sometimes they can be, they allow people to be codependent on them. And so now let's talk about his life path. So he was born on, his life path, the total date of birth, 7/6/1979, which makes him a 21-3. Now, people who are born on the 21st of the month, or people who life path is a 21-3, it doesn't even have to be 3. They could be born on the 30th or the 21st or the 12th of the month or the 3rd of the month. All of that energy is still a 3, but the 2 and the 1 means something in the degree that it is. So his life path is a 21-3, which makes him very creative, which makes him a very creative expression person, which in the numerology world is considered creative child, if you will. And what's so ironic about Kevin Hart is the reason why that he has become so successful in his lifetime is because not only is his life path is a 3, but his name is a 3 as well. And so when you think of that in terms of 3s are just all around him. And even his heart desire is a 3. So that means his heart calls him to be very expressive, very creative in any capacity, in talking and writing, anything that has to do with expression. And that's why he is so successful in what he does in the comedy arena, and why he has been able to kind of break these barriers that other comedians, have not, or he's risen to this level of where he is in his stage in his life because of the 3 energy helps him. Is a very lucky energy. He can communicate with all types of people, and can be very funny. He's always on time with his remarks. And so also, we're going to talk about his personal year. He's in the 16/7 personal year. The personal year goes from January to January, pretty much. From January to January, he is in his calendar, his personal year cycle 7. We have 9 personal years. And so when we get to year 9, we start over, which is completion. Then we start over to year 1 all over again. And so he is in his year 7. And normally I don't talk about the personal month, but since he did have a car accident just, early this morning, I wanted to cover his personal month to kind of figure out, kind of what's going on, and found out that he is also in the 16/7 personal month as well, which is for September. He did have the wreck, I believe it was like 12:45, 1 o'clock this morning, which he had already moved over into his 7th personal month, which was September. So if he would have had it, before midnight, then he would have still been in his personal year 6. But since he's in his personal year 7 and he's in his personal month 7, it kind of means something. And I will get into that in just a second. But first, I kind of want to talk about the 3 energy. Being born on his life path being a 3, his name being a 3, and his heart's desire being a 3. And those are some very core numbers that you want to look at in numerology. So with the 3 expressions, 3 means self-expression. It also means that they are extremely givers. They give to they're very generous. They don't mind giving what they have to other people, and if they have it, and sharing. And that's one thing I think we all know about Kevin Hart, that he helps everybody out no matter who they are. And that's a part of the 6 energy as well. Always wanted to do something for other people, being a service to others. And by him being the Heart's Desire 3, name, his name is a 3 energy, and his life has the 3 energy, I can see why he gives. And he also talked about being broke before and then going rich, and then being broke again and then getting back rich. And that's because people who have the 3 energy sometimes have a problem with money. They have a problem with budgeting money, and they know that they can quickly make it, so they quickly spends it, and they kind of don't budget and don't worry about what they have to cover. They just live for today, and they want to always just make sure that they are living to the fullest, don't care about tomorrow, and that financially can get people who are 3 energy in trouble. Sometimes when you are 3 energy, sometimes people who are 3 energy, whether it's the 3rd, the 21st, the 12th of the month, they will, try to do things very in a, how can I say this? In a way that, an illegal way, because they want to get this fast money back that they spent so fast. And so they want to get this money back quickly. And so sometimes they can find a way doing things illegal. However, that is not Kevin's Hart case. We're going to stick with Kevin Hart. So just want to kind of give you some ideas of what a 3 energy is all about. Let's see. When you think about a 3 energy, you think about all the comedians out there, the rappers, a lot of people who, if you look at their date of birth, like a favorite rapper, a favorite singer, favorite entertainer, even your favorite athlete, normally 9 times out of 10, believe it or not, their entire date of birth equal a 3, 21, which is all equal 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3, or 30, drop the 0 is 3. They are born on the 21st, the 12th, the 30th, or the 3rd of the month. They are usually, those are the ones because they're entertaining, right? They're a creative child. And so they have a tendency to always be the ones who are out there and entertaining everybody, but also can be one that have depression issues, because just think about it. Look at all the comedians out there. And if you check out your favorite comedians, 9 times out of 10, they have a 3 energy, either their entire date of birth or their name, or they're born on a number that adds up to a 3 or is a 3. And that's because they use their laughter, they entertain to keep from showing their true emotions, because they are very emotional people, very, very emotional, sensitive too as well, but they can hide it because why? They're entertainers, and they can sit there and put this facade on like I'm really, really happy, but they're kind of really dying inside emotionally, and you will never get this until they really truly kind of flip out. and just like Dave Chappelle did when he went off to Africa for a long time, that time in his life. So comedians do, and entertainers, they do have a breakdown moment. And when they do kind of break down, they kind of withdraw from everybody and go into this world of silence. And that's all a part of being a three energy. Three energy, they can be, very, like I said, very entertaining to everybody around. But when it comes to them, they don't know how to really, truly express their emotions within, but they can make everybody else happy on the outside, okay? Let's see, what else did I want to cover about him? They're very talented, and they're really good with uplifting others, because they can crack out a joke, even if they are entertainers or they're athletes or rappers. If you're a three energy, you still are a funny person. You don't have to be a comedian to be funny. A three energy can just be funny automatically just because they're very entertaining, and they always want to entertain people. They always want to make people laugh. They always want to make people feel good and uplift them. And then how can you uplift someone other than just making them feel good and having laughter? And so that's why it's easy for them to make a joke or make people laugh, and they feel, make people feel good. And that's the beauty part about a three. And that's why Kevin Hart can easily, effortlessly make people laugh and feel good, because he has so much of the three energy within. However, you would never know when he's having a bad time, because again, they don't express their energy of being sad often. They keep that energy within. They oftentimes they they go off, and they have what you call like hidden depression, where they go off and they drink and find all these coping mechanisms to help with the depression that they are dealing with within. And their depression, when you think about a three energy depression, it's not like a regular depression. They kind of go back in time and bring back their sadness to make them depressed. They go back in time and find things that made them sad and bring it to the forefront to make them feel good. And that's a part of the three energies. Somehow, the way to overcome that depression is to kind of stop going back, getting this negative shit and bringing it to make you sad. Kind of always keep positive reinforcement around you. And when you're feeling like you are slipping into that depression, you want to kind of talk about it and kind of get it out. Okay. I said, I'm not going to be on here long tonight because I have a problem with always going over to an hour. So I'm going to stick with this 30 minutes. So I want to kind of get right into where he is right now. So today is starting September 1st, which is starting September 1st for Kevin Hart. Now, this is not for everybody else, but for Kevin Hart, this is his 7th personal year. He's entered into his 7th personal year, as well as his 7th personal month for September. Now, when October comes, he will be in his 8th personal month, but he will still be in a 7th personal year until January, okay? So when you're dealing with a 7th personal year, that is a spiritual year. And just so happened he had this car accident at the beginning of his 7th month in his 7th year. He had the car accident around 12:45, between 12:45 and 1 o'clock, which means that this car accident, apparently God wanted him to take time out and become and have this spiritual growth. Usually when you're dealing with in your 7th month, okay, oftentimes people have this month can be a difficult and painful month for difficult and painful events happening in the year of your 7th personal year. Not everybody will experience this, but you will experience a time in your personal year where you are constantly reverting back to the past of where have I been, where am I going, what am I doing here, what am I supposed to be doing here, what's next for me. It's a very analytical year where you be constantly asking questions to God, and you just feel so heavy. And this is the year of the 7th year and the 7th month. that faith is tested. Faith and your trust can be tested. And I will say with this car accident that he had, now being in the hospital with these back issues, that his faith has been tested. His trust and faith that God is saying that he wants to take Kevin Hart because he gives so much to everybody else, that he's so busy taking this time right now to kind of just focus on your spirituality, kind of focus on having one-on-one with God, kind of slowing things down so this car accident could just bring him into his spirituality and having this personal growth. This is a very, most people look at this time as like, wow, in his prime time with all the stuff he has going on. But when God's ready to talk to you, when he's ready to have that one-on-one time with you, then it will happen. And it's not a bad thing. It's just an event in his time where he is going to have to put his faith and his trust and everything that he wants to get out, and forgiveness. And it's kind of like the 9 year when you are in your completion year, when you're in the year of forgiveness, when you're in the year of wanting to kind of get everything out and open and forgive yourself and forgive others. And that's kind of what 7 years, except you're not doing the forgiveness for others right now. It's just all about what you have done and where you are with God and having this spiritual growth, this spiritual time. It's a good time for energy work. Deep personal growth, feeling inspired to connect with your spirituality once again. And I think that he's going to come out of this car accident with a story. And of course, he could be able to reflect it in his comedy act, or maybe write a book. But Kevin Hart has been so busy. And when you come into your 7th year, people, and I want everybody to understand this, when you come into your 7th year, that is a year for just self-reflection on life, self-reflection on where you are in your life, self-reflection of who you are and how are you connected with the divine source. And again, it was so significant that it happened right when his 7th month began. Turning over to midnight, this wreck happened right at 12:45 in his 7th year, in his 7th month. So God is truly trying to get his attention and need this attention for him to focus and have this spiritual growth. This is a car accident that he has survived. He's still here, no matter what the outcome would be with his back or what have you, but he is still here. And I have no doubt that he's going to come out well. But this is a time for his spiritual growth. This is a time for him to kind of step back away from everything and make sure that he is connecting to the source. Because remember, when you're in your personal year, that year only happens every 7 years. We're talking every 7 years. So he will not get this personal 7th year again for another 9 years, okay? 9 years. Now, we can connect to God all the time, of course, every day, whenever we talk. However, but when you're in your 7th year, it's all about your personal growth. It's all about your spirituality growth. And you have profound experiences that will be able to elevate you spiritually to that next level, which is a beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why it's so important to know your personal year, what year you're in, because the growth of the learning experiences, the things that you will be learning in that personal year will help elevate you to the next level wherever you are in your life and growth and in spirituality. And so it doesn't matter what year you're in, every year bring a different lesson, a different spiritual lesson. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. You will just bypass it. And that's why it's so important to not try to feel like the victim when you're going through things in life, because when you're going through things, life is always taking you through a lesson to learn for your growth, for your soul growth. And that's where he is right now. We all love Kevin Hart. I wish him well. I wish him nothing but a speedy recovery, especially everybody that was involved in this car accident. But he just bought this car a couple months ago, actually, because his birthday was July the 6th, and he bought this car for his 40th birthday. And so, in all of a sudden now it's a total wreck. Okay, but he is still alive. And again, I hope that he takes this time to have this spiritual growth, to understand whatever is happening in his life, just because what we see and what we hear on the news, or what we see, what they talk about through their social platform, does not necessarily mean we know what's really truly going on in their lives. We don't know if he's having any marital problems. We don't know we don't know what issues he's having. But I do know that this time right here, right now, this is a spiritual growth moment for him. Even this whole entire year, but is a spiritual growth moment for him. Just so happened now, it's been the time for him to have this car accident right in his 7th month of his 7th year. And it's so funny because he did have those marital problems in his 6th year, which was last year. And a 6th year is a time when you are either falling more in love with your spouse, or you are getting a divorce. And so they were able to work things out in their marriage, and in spite of everything that happened, and still be able to continue to go on. But now he's in his spiritual year, and now it's all about self-reflection. It's all about inner self. And so this is a time where he is truly learning, some true lessons, and that will be able to test his faith, kind of test his growth. And I'm hoping that he will, again, get this lesson and be able to learn from it and move on. Okay. So, let's see, where is he? He's in his 2nd pinnacle cycle. Again, because he's only 40, his pinnacle cycle 2 will last from 33 to 42. So when he turns 43, he will be able to move into his new, his 3rd pinnacle cycle. And this pinnacle cycle is a 5-year, which means from the last 7 years, there's a 7 again, the last 7 years he's been in a 5 pinnacle. Okay, a 5 pinnacle and a 2 challenge year. And a 5 pinnacle is just saying being more explore, taking more risk, getting out there. And so I would say in the last 7 years, he's done exactly what he was supposed to do business-wise, exploring more. So then the challenge year, of course, the challenge year is to show your sensitive side. Your sensitive side of who you are, and being more is about duality. It's about one-on-one relationships. So, the last 5 years he met this lady, he's gotten married. So he is falling right into where he should be in his pinnacle. Again, I wish Kevin well, and I'm down to my last 3 minutes. So I just want to say, if I hated to rush through this, but I usually do an hour, and I want to kind of cut it down to 30 minutes. But if you guys are wanting a reading, this was a kind of a rush, because I really wanted to kind of get to the fact that he was in his personal year 7 and his personal month 7 when all this has happened with the car accident. And so I have not really just do to his chart like I normally do with everybody else. However, if you feel like, you can benefit from a reading from me just kind of looking at your chart and going over your numbers, please feel free to DM me. Let's set up something. All of my pricing are through Facebook. You can see starting out with just your date of birth, I can do a good quick reading for $55 for you. Again, my name is Cynthia. I'm a metaphysical spiritual teacher as well as a numerologist. And I help you in life, love, and business where you are to where you want to go. If you're dealing with some issues and you want to know where your wealth is, when it's coming, I can help you if you want to prepare for your next year, your next personal year. This year's almost done, but you still have about 3 to 4 more months left in this year to finish out this year strong, finding out what year you're in, so you can finish out this year strong and go into your next personal year. It's really good to know where you are so you can expect what's to come. Oftentimes we don't all experience the same thing, but we still go through we have that same energy. So just because you're in the 7th year, he's in the 7th year, he has some lessons to learn and some events to go through. Same with you. everybody have the same energy depending on the year. We still go through these energies, even though we don't use this energy, it's still within. So if you know that what year you're in, and you know you can have this energy available to use, and it will help you in anything that you want to do in life and love and business. And so I encourage you to check me out, DM me. You always have an opportunity to have a free consultation, a 20-minute consultation, just to see if this is for you and see if this is something that you'd be interested in. Again, let's send Kevin all the love that we can send him, and for a speedy recovery. Again, my name is Cynthia R. Meeks. This is Defining Life Path, your metaphysical spiritual teacher and numerologist. Have a good night. Bye-bye.